an incredible human being and incredible producer and leader, Mr. Trevor Tipton. So today is the master agency call for all of our cornerstone teams here, myself included. We do it every Saturday for a reason, guys. This is day one of the week, technically, for Cemetery. So it's good to get a jump start on the week, hit the ground running, go over leaderboards, go over some trainings. We kind of switch things up here every other week. And then we have a guest speaker once a month that will be pouring into us. Got some inspiration from Trevor. I've heard him speak countless times at this point, and I'm super excited for you guys to hear his story today. So, this is our agency leadership. So, we have some incredible operations staff here, Shawnee Simons and Betty Nichols. Also, my guy, Mr. Trevor Scott, is our onboarding specialist for all folks in the Beaudry Life Group network that are currently onboarding or in pre-licensing. You guys have an additional resource here with myself and also Trevor. No team leaders right now because Miss Kelly Hoyt got promoted to key leader. So here's our leadership key leaders: Vina May, Kelly Hoyt, agency owners Bree Oriard, myself, and then our fearless leader, Miss Sierra Simons, regional agency director.
I do want to say nothing's official yet, but we can unofficially, officially celebrate somebody for possibly an agency owner promotion at the end of this month. Congratulations. We'll leave it there.
Fair enough. All right. So for folks that are in pre-licensing, really you guys want to keep the main thing, right? Couple things that you guys really want to focus on, be intentional about is obviously if you are in a state where you can schedule your exam right away as soon as you enroll in pre-licensing, get that booked, okay? Don't wait till the end of the course and then try and book and have to potentially retain all that information for another week or two. If you're in a state, and not every state complies with this, but if you are in a state where you can book that exam as soon as you enroll, do that. Please, please, please. Okay. And then plug it into calls. You guys, everyone on this call, this is our weekly master agency call. Make sure you guys are plugging in, associating, really getting familiar with the company, with the team members on our agency here. Right. And then also we have a virtual workroom that you guys need to be plugging into on a daily basis. This is incredibly important, especially for folks in pre-licensing that, we have live dialers, top producers in the dial room, calling leads in real time, booking appointments, handling objections, case prepping for their appointments. And it's just a really good hub and an additional resource for everyone here to connect with the rest of the team here. All right. So be spending an hour or two, even in pre-licensing or even while you're onboarding, right? And then associate within the team. We're all in the WhatsApp groups. If you're not in the WhatsApp group yet, reach out to myself, Sierra, or one of our ops managers, and let's get you plugged in so you're staying in tune with upcoming meetings and events that we have coming up and all that fun stuff. For those that are also in pre-licensing, we do have the Future Agents Academy WhatsApp group. Get added to that. Shawnee is doing a lot of live training. She has actually done pre-licensing numerous times. She is an expert on pre-licensing. She finally got her exam passed, but she has basically gone through, I think, 3 or 4 different pre-licensing courses. She is an expert. So if you guys ever have questions specific to pre-licensing, this is an incredible resource for you guys. Okay. The goal isn't to stay in this WhatsApp group for very long. We want you guys to move through that course and get licensed so we can actually get you trained and making money. But while you are kind of going through the course material, make sure you guys are plugging into this and ask any questions that you guys have. Sierra, you want to take a couple slides?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
These are our 4 keys and 4 cornerstones to success. So, our 4 keys to success is schedule, resources, activity, and system. And your 4 cornerstones is belief. So, belief in the system, belief in yourself, right? That's the biggest one. Massive action, constant correction, ongoing personal development, and associating with the right people. And everything we're going to talk about today is really going to plug back into these great 8 here. And so, we everything that we're talking about is really to help you guys grow and win and succeed here. So are you filling your 2 buckets? Our 2 buckets are production and leadership. You want to be making sure that when it comes to production, that you're booking 12 to 15 appointments every single week. That's a full-time schedule. If you're part-time, then you're booking 6 to 8 appointments every week. Or sorry, you're booking 8 to 10 appointments every week, and you're sitting with like 6 to 8. So if you're not booking at least 8 to 10 appointments every single week, then you're not even a part-time agent. I think it's really important that we're honest with ourselves about that. And if you're not a part-time agent, you don't want to be a part-time agent, and that's fine. But if you're calling yourself a full-time agent and you're only booking 5 appointments a week, then you're lying to yourself. And your business and your bank account is probably reflecting that. 6 apps ASAP. Get your SLO started as soon as possible. When you get started, if you're in pre-licensing right now, on day one, we're going to have you do your first 3 applications. That's going to get you halfway to your SLO. It's also going to help push through your contracting. It's going to teach you how to submit a application into our system and with the carriers and all that good stuff, how to track your business. So just be prepared. Who are you going to write your first 6 apps on? Be prepared to like reach out to your warm market and stuff like that. We'll talk about that here in just a second. You're also wanting to shoot for hitting a production goal of at least 5K a week. That is, that's our average is 5K a week. And so we want to make sure that if you're hitting 5K a week, that means you're doing 20K a month, which means you are paying your bills, you're putting money in savings, you're funding your leads, you're funding your recruiting if you want to build an agency here. Like if you're doing 5K a week, then you got that cash flow glow, as we say. Also, your leadership bucket. Are you interviewing 15 to 20 people every single week and bringing on 5 new writers every month? This is how you grow here. And most importantly, are you plugged into the calls and the chats and the culture and are you building community around yourself? This is how you win here, you guys. Excuse me. Time blocking and prioritization. You want to make sure that you're always um, prioritizing income producing activities. So, what makes us the most money right away? Writing application. That's going to put money in our bank account and food on our table today. Okay. And so, next to that, we're running appointments and we're dialing leads. That's our biggest money making activity. The only other thing is running interviews. That's not today money, that's future money. So, dialing leads, running appointments, and writing applications, that's today money. Running interviews, coaching, training, that's future money. Okay, so those are the two things that produce income for us. Everything else should be done outside of revenue generating hours, right? So, like I always say, you should not be organizing your filing cabinet or organizing your emails at 2 o'clock in the afternoon when you should be making money. And then our calendar for this week ahead. You
We
guys want to go?
we Yeah, we probably should update this a bit. We are going to be shifting gears slightly with the
Yeah.
accountability call. But basically, everyone on this screen, go ahead and take a screenshot of this slide here so you guys can know kind of where to find what, right? Every day we have a plethora of different training calls. We have our master agency call with the entire network here under the McManaman master on Tuesday. Our national call. Circle this one, guys. This one is a non-negotiable for anybody that wants to stay in tune with what we're doing here as a company. Our founders pour into us every week. I've been at a lot of companies before where you never meet the founder, or maybe you meet them one time a year at the holiday party. Our founders pour into us on a weekly basis, guys, and it's a very hands-on leadership atmosphere here. So make sure you guys are plugged in, staying in tune with what's going on within the company and the partnerships that we have with all the carriers we work with every Wednesday. On Thursdays, we have a back to the basics call. Incredible. All the agency owners will pick a topic and help and kind of pour into you guys, help you guys get off the ground. If you guys are struggling, it's a really good call to plug into. And then on Fridays, we have our mortgage protection university call with Chris Leak, the godfather, if you will, of the mortgage protection university. This is an incredible call, guys. He actually will go over uh, any recordings that you guys want to share. So if you guys are struggling with dialing, or maybe you're struggling with closing, record yourself and give it to Chris. He will actually play it and dissect it, and it's a very hands-on training call on Fridays. And then this is the master agency call here for Cornerstone every Saturday. The accountability call, there's going to be an announcement probably today for next week. We are going to be shifting gears on the accountability call. So for everyone that's plugged into that right now, more to come on that. but go ahead and take a screen share of this.
And we'll get that updated because it's pretty outdated, but we'll get that updated and post it in the Cornerstone Agency chat.
All right. So for anyone here that truly wants to grow themselves, which is one of our four cornerstones, personal development, relentless pursuit of personal growth, right? Readers are leaders, leaders are readers. Guys, you guys should all be reading something every season of the business here. Okay. The first couple books that we recommend, Miracle Morning, Go for No, and Slide Edge. These ones will basically put a roadmap together for you as far as mindset goes and help you guys get over some hurdles, especially in the early going when you're just getting started here, right? There's a lot of incredible books on this screen. These are not the only books that you guys should be looking for or checking out, but these are some really good books that will help you guys immensely as far as mindset goes. This business is really between the ears, right? About 95% of it is between the ears. We're not doing physical labor, right? All the labor is really in our mind. And it's really important that you guys grow your mind to be successful here. All right, one of our other cornerstones, probably one of the most important ones for producers here, right? Massive action, constant correction. Guys, we want you guys to go make a mess in the beginning so we can clean it up together and really get you guys consistent in production. Because production, like Sierra keeps saying, it's what pays the bills here, right? If we're making sales, we're paying our bills, we're putting food on the table, and we're able to scale our business here. And massive action just means we want you guys to do a lot of activity and track your business, track your metrics, so that way we can help coach you guys and help you guys grow to the producers and the production levels that you guys want to achieve here, right? And then without correcting mistakes, we're not really going to be growing, right? So the other half of this is referring back to the Chris Leak mods, the getting in the trainings, working with your mentor, reaching out to a running buddy, doing role play, really getting more intentional about getting better at dialing, setting appointments, running appointments, closing business, and all that stuff. Okay. So make sure you guys are consistently showing up for yourself. Tracking your metrics as well is a huge part of this business. If you're not tracking your metrics, it's really hard for us to coach you guys. Okay. So reach out if you guys need help with that. All right. The virtual workroom open 7 days a week for you guys. So take a screenshot of this, the link and the password on the bottom right-hand corner. Guys, as soon as we are done with this call, most of us, if not all of us, should be going into the dial room to get our business started for the week. Day one. Saturdays are actually the best day to set appointments and kind of front load your Monday and Tuesday. Make sure you guys have appointments on your calendar and you guys have at bats to go, make some sales and really kickstart your business in the beginning of the week. So be plugged in here, guys. And also, just so you know, I would say probably 9 times out of 10, every hour of the day in revenue and generating hours here, there's going to be a live dialer that you guys can literally just sit and listen to and really hear the tonality, hear them working through the script that we have, handling objections with clients over the phone, and then obviously case prepping and preparing for appointments and things like that. Super, super useful resource that we have, and it's basically open 7 days a week for you guys. So make sure you guys are plugging into it. Sierra is also available pretty much Monday through Friday, from 3 p.m. Pacific to 4 p.m. If you guys need specific help or you guys have questions and you guys just want to chat about something, feel free to hop into Sierra's breakout room in the dial room, in the workroom. There's a breakout section where you can hit the Cornerstone breakout room, pop in there, hang out with Sierra. Sometimes I'll be in there. Sometimes Kelly Hoyt will be in there to help you guys with whatever you guys need help with. Okay, so utilize us. We're here for you. Sierra, do you want to talk about conference?
Yes, don't miss it. If you guys, big decisions happen at conference. Like dreams come true at conference, big decisions, lives get changed there. Like we're not joking when we say that. Brett Beaudry is a prime example of, somebody he'll tell you he was struggling, he was thinking about quitting. He went to conference, changed his life, came back, wrote 60K in like 3 months. And shortly after, within 9 months, became an agency owner, and now his entire life has changed. And so you make sure that you're getting to conference. If you're not going to conference, you have like an 85% more likely chance to not be here a year from now. We want you here a year from now. So especially if you're just starting out, get your conference ticket and make it like a goal. Make it something that's like, I'm getting my conference ticket and I'm like speaking into existence that I'm going to be here 3 months from now when conference comes up, and that I'm going to have my sales made, and then I'm going to be able to get the plane ticket and the hotel room and all that good stuff. But at least get your ticket, get that out of the way, and have that as your first destination over the next couple months. Your goal to win here. So don't sleep on conference, you guys. Scan that QR code. Let us know when you're flying in, because we're going to be having a agency get together on the 15th. It's a day early. So conference is the 16th through the 18th. You don't want to leave until the morning of the 19th. And if you can, come early on the 15th so you can hang out with us.
Guys, we are a 100% fully remote operation nowadays, right? We are not door knocking. We're not sitting in living rooms anymore. We do 2 events a year. Okay. We asked the team to get to 2 live events a year because we know how important it is. Yes. I was here. I was struggling my first 60 days. I made a few sales, but I was definitely not making the income I was expecting. I went to conference month 3, came back in my third full month here at Cemetery, wrote 25,000. There's an invaluable amount of information, inspiration, and training that you guys are going to get access to at our 2 conferences a year. Reach out to myself or Sierra if you're on either of our teams here, or Kelly. For We have discounted tickets for the agencies here. Okay, so let's get you all out there. Seriously, make it a goal. It's only like 65 days away. Okay, and it's in March down in Dallas. It's a really, really fun event. Okay, so get there. Let's celebrate. Let's get you guys rocking and rolling, and let's get you guys in rooms where you can rub elbows with top leadership here at the company. It's really, really, really important. Okay. All right, let's talk about some new writers. Miss,
Congratulations to our new writers in January, Matt Price.
I gotta
Lisa.
change that, Matt. That is not correct.
Oh, just kidding. Green. How do you
There we
pronounce
go.
that?
It's This is Matt. It's preen. Like
Preen.
green with
Okay.
a
Sorry.
I was gonna be right.
green with a P. Green with a P.
Preen.
Sorry, my fault. Typo.
Okay. Matt Preen, Lisa Steele, Audrey, Daniel, Dagan, Sobatka, and Kendall Eliz. I forget her last name. I'm sorry. Can you go down? You got to bring your thing down, your
You
window
can't.
that you're sharing. I can't see her last name. Robertson. I know it's her middle name's Elizabeth. And then that should be hidden. Give me 1 second.
Awesome. Congratulations, new writers. Awesome. Excited for you guys.
There we go.
All right, let's go through the base shops real quick. So Beaudry Base Shop, week 2 of 5, sitting at 7,000 for the month. 4 riders, 2 new riders, 10 applications so far, and 2 new riders last week. Lisa and Matt, super excited for both you guys. Lisa and I had a game plan meeting already. We're getting her rocking and rolling. Matt, I think we have ours coming up. Super excited to meet with you, buddy. Jackie putting in an app last week, $878 on one app, and then I threw in 6 apps last week for $52.90. Let's go, Beaudry Base Shop.
Congratulations to the Oriard Bay Shop. Week 2 of 5 for January, 8,875 in APV, 7 riders, one of them new. Congratulations again, Audra. 9 apps total. We have Athena with her first app, 166. Kendall Robertson, 600 on one app. Latoya Morgan, 945 on one app. Bree Oriard, 1517 on one application. Brett Bernesh, 2316 on one application. And Spencer Lazar, 3231 on 3 applications. Congratulations, Oriard Bay Shop. And then Cornerstone, week 2 of 5, 22,015 with 6 riders. Um, Top five is John Hay. One, two, three, four, five. I'll just do six. John Hayes, 120 on one app. Shane Hernandez, 312 on one app. Vina Mae Manawis, 2183 on two applications. Alma Hernandez, she just got here like a second ago, and she is crushing it, 2471 on three applications. Myself, 3253 on one app. And then baby mama Kelly Hoyt, soon to be agency owner, 13,676 on six applications. Congratulations, team. That board's going to look a whole lot different here in a few weeks. We love it. We love the growth. Cornerstone Master Agency, week 2 of 5, 37,000. 335 with 17 writers. Three of them were new on 32 apps total. Top 10 is Jackie Marino, 872 on one application. Latoya Morgan, 945 on one app. Brewer Yard, 1517 on one app. Vina May, 2183 on two apps. Brett Bernesh, 2316 on one app. Alma Hernandez, 2471 on three applications. Spencer Lazar, 3231 on three applications. Myself, top three, myself, 3253. Brett Beaudry, 5290 on six apps. And then Kelly Hoyt leading the agency, 13,676 on six applications. Way to go, fam. Congratulations.
Jeez, Kelly, let's go.
I know, man. She had a $10,000 sale. Wild.
Two apps on
Absolutely.
10K is
Yeah,
wild.
absolutely bonkers. It was almost 11K. It was like 10,800. So
All right. Great job, guys. So, man, we're cruising on time today. I love it.
that's okay.
So, guys, I would like to introduce a very special friend of mine and a lot of folks here at Cemetery Financial. So, I'm going to go over some stats here real quick, see if I can grab some attention. I know it's Saturday morning. I want to wake you guys up a bit. So, Mr. Trevor Tipton, best personal month. 53,000. Best personal week, 37K in a week, guys. In 2024, he was the number 3 rookie of the year, and he was only here for 8 months. Um, Team overall has done 700 over 700K in last year with 136 ready to writes, 86 new writers, number one AO in Cemetery for new writers last year. The guy is absolutely setting the world on fire right now, and he is an incredible person, incredible human being. Mr. Trevor Tipton, how are you, sir?
Well, thank you for the kind introduction. I will that was Spivey-esque. I will take that. Anytime we could get a good introduction here around it. I love it. Saturday morning. This is I will say this. There's not I wouldn't give up my dial time on Saturday mornings for everybody. This is, this is a non-nego, right? Like my Saturdays are the golden hour. This is when I've made the most money I've made in this company is Saturday mornings. I don't mind working it. But I love the people in this group. They have become friends, and I am grateful I get to give back here today.
Awesome, man.
Love
Yeah,
having you, Trevor.
Yep. I met Trevor. So when did we first meet? We met out in was it AOA or was
I,
it
well, the first time we really talked was at AOA.
okay? So let's start from day one. Where'd you come from? What's your background? You weren't selling insurance before this, I don't
Oh
believe.
no, no, I am. This was not on the scale. For those that haven't heard my story before, my name's Trevor Tipton. I am direct to 130 Direct Scott and Kelly Summers, who are direct to one of seven managing partners, Kevin Purdy. So what's really cool about this company is, we have our Align conference. You guys have Ignite. There's three big regionals. But little secret, you will see us at Ignite. We're going to come hang out because I have a lot of friends there. Um, so when we came, long story short, my wife and I exited our old business. I did not do this, but we had built a business from scratch, took it from about $0 to $10 million a year that we exited in 2022 because it was physically killing me. Literally, like the stress of it. When people say they worked 80 hours a week, I worked it. I hated it, especially the last 2 years, even with all this success. Lots of money and no time sucks. It's just like a lot of time and no money sucks. That's what I love about this business. You can get both here. And so we took some time off. We did something crazy. For those who don't know, everything I've done here at Symmetry, I've done while traveling the U.S. in an RV full time with my wife and my puppy dog. Um, so you can literally, with a Starlink and a computer, you can do this from anywhere. But I took some time off, and then I came here. Frankly, I recovered. I felt really good. I just want to come sell. I'm like, I want to go sell. Like, right? I need something remote. I gotta have good people. Like I'm in my late 40s. Like I'm not gonna be around crappy people. And I don't want to have to like market my own leads because as someone that owns, I do, as someone that owns, um, that has generated his own leads for years, I was like, okay, they got leads, they got people, and I was like, great. So quote unquote, I came in, I was gonna come part time. I'm a little competitive. So I came in and started getting my butt kicked. Um, but I said, okay, they told me you got to make $500 a week. So I made 750. I made 3,100 dials on my phone, no funnel, right? I didn't have a dialer. My first month on like FGH leads. But I sold 8,800 bucks, but my show rate was 11%. It was awful. I was frustrated. I would text Scott and be like, if I could just get people to show up, right? But then I worked my way up, right? But I was only spending $250 a week. That was my problem. I was just being cheap. I wanted to test it. I wanted to see, does it work? And I was like, okay. And then I upped it. I went to digital leads right away. So I personally like digital. I went into digital right away. Yep, 100%, right? 1 foot mentality. And I was like, I just wanted, right? I was testing the waters, but I'm like, okay, let's go after this. So second month I wrote 16,000. My third month I wrote 37,000. So I was like, I love it. I looked at my wife. I'm like, we're gonna make 200-300 grand a year here. Like, we're gonna travel the U.S. We're gonna win some cool trips. Like, this is gonna be great. And then August of 2020, July of 2024 hits. Um, Basically, without getting into too long of story, my old business partner bankrupt my own business. So all the money we had coming, our entire retirement, the seven figures worth of money I was still owed, we were not going to see a dime of it. Um, so we just had to make a decision, and I was stuck. I was absolutely stuck for about 6 weeks for the first time in my life. And I was deciding, did I want to go back and build the other business? Like I could go back and do that. Somebody tried to recruit me into that old industry last week. Um, and so that, really was just like, okay, but I love talking about conference right now because it was Scott basically forced me to go to a meetup, a boot camp the month before conference. And that's where I met Andrew Jimenez, Brian Delaney, Corey Nienaber. I was like, I got it. Like it clicked. And then I'm like, okay, I'm going to figure this out. And I told my wife, and I took my wife to conference, and she didn't want to come. My wife works in insurance. She wanted to go for a carrier. She wanted to go to an insurance conference. Like she wanted to ride a middle seat on Spirit, right? Like nobody ever says they want to do either of those. Um, but that was it, right? Like, um, and when I went to go into conference, I didn't have the money yet. Like I decided that week, do I buy leads? Because again, guys, we had this money and now I have this money and I got to figure this out. And I chose to like not buy leads. I'm like, I can sell. And I sold 5Ks a week. I was at conference. Like before conference, I get up on the phone. At lunch, I would call. I was using switchboard. Like I'm on my phone texting, set an appointment. So before the dinners, I'd go run an appointment, sell a policy, right? Like I had to. I didn't have a choice. Like, and how cool is our business that you can do that? There's not a lot of, there's really nowhere else you can do it the way we do it. And so, but it was at that conference, sitting up at the top, watching the numbers and listening to everybody and listening to Jamie and Corey and listening to Sarah Reinecke and listening to, for me, Brad Smith really, like Brad Smith's story of how he lost his twin brother and his best friend. And like Brad Smith's story really resonates with me. And that was it. Like, I'm like, I figured it out. And then came back. That was the next month after conference. I wrote 53,000. I wrote 37K the week. Corporate got flooded because that's what they asked us to do. I spent like $2,500 in leads that week to go after it. And I wanted to beat Dylan just to prove I could do it. And so I did. And ever since then, my wife and I were just talking about this yesterday. Every month since August of 2024, I've done one live symmetry event of some kind since then.
Mm.
There's a reason association's a cornerstone. And so this is like what I really want to share here today. Like, I think on this part of it, so as you're sitting here debating that, when you hear you make big decisions, I promise you will make a big decision at Ignite, but I need you to do something pretty please for me. Stop listening to the people that are closest to you. Stop. Start listening to the people that are closest to your goals,
Mm.
right? It takes people different time to realize that your friends and family's practical advice is their own fear masquerading as reality. So stop expecting someone that doesn't understand your goals to understand why you're going to work so hard to achieve them. Like, that is like something that I think is really important. Do you want to like listen to the person that's making $100,000 a month, or do you want to listen to the person that's not where you want to be? Like that, I think that is one of the most important things you need to take away from there, right? If Casey didn't buy his conference ticket before he was getting skunked, he wouldn't, Symmetry might not be here today, right? He might have gone back and looked at something else. So that, like, that's really important because it's easy to go listen to the people there. And then here's what's going to happen when you start having success here, it's a mirror to them and them not making their decisions. They're gonna be like, well, why do they get to go do that? Why do they get to go pick their kids up whenever they want? Why do they get to go do this in the middle of the day? Well, because I built a business that allows me to do that. But I think that's one of the most important things about conference is you need to get there to listen to the people that are closest to your goals.
Mm. I didn't have an agenda today. I kind of wanted to see where this conversation took us, and I'm glad we went this direction. Because I was the spokesperson for conference all of last
Yep.
year in the McManaman Master Agency. I
Yep.
literally was on a call. We had Jim Larson pop into our call about 3 weeks prior to national conference back in 2024. And Jim basically asked the entire audience if anyone has either thought about quitting or if they're thinking about quitting right now. And I raised my hand, I put my name in the chat, and he said, if you can trust me for another 3 weeks and get to this event, I promise you things will change. And I was like, I don't know, man. Everything looks too good to be true here. Um, there's too many people on stage for them all to be paid actors, is what I found out when I went to conference. Um, can you tell us what I guess changed for you after going to an event? Like for
Yeah.
me, it was more of like an emotional, like showing up for
100%.
myself in a bigger way and being a part of a bigger group than just sitting in my living room on Zoom calls and trying to figure this thing out. Like what what does that mean to really plant your flag here?
Oh man, that I love that question. So yeah, it did. So for those that don't know, also when I was going to go to conference, when I went to go check in, I knew I needed to stay at the main hotel and not go stay somewhere else. Now, I was willing to go do it, but I didn't have the money yet. Like, I had enough money to get into the hotel. I didn't have enough money to cover all the incidentals. So my credit card didn't work when they swiped it. I tried it. They didn't swipe it. George and Janet Matthews, who are advisory board members, are standing next to me. I'm super embarrassed. And I'm like, what am I going to do? But I knew I needed to be there. And I literally talked the GM of the hotel. I showed him that I had a deposit coming in from America the next day, right? I sold the policy. I'm like, here is like, look, here's it coming. I could show it to him. I'm like, I got $1,500 coming from America. I'm gonna have this in my bank account tomorrow. I will walk down. Like, you have to let me in this hotel because I'd heard the same thing. I heard like, get there and you will see it. And then I did. Like, I sat up to the top and watched, and I was just like paid attention, but then I didn't go to my room and hide afterwards. I went and hung out. I went and introduced myself to people. I went and had conversations with everyone. And then also going to the breakouts, I got practical teaching on what I can do. Like, okay, hey, I can take these couple things, right? And I didn't, I mean, I had notes this long, But I said, okay, I left conference and I'm like, I'm going to do these three things, right? And that's what you have to do is to take it down there. But watching on stage and seeing their belief and then saying, so my wife reminded me of this. I never even knew I said that, but at that first conference when I checked in, that year in 24, it said like what your level of leadership was. And mine said sales representative. And I looked at her and I said, that is the last time that shit ever says that. I was like, that will never say that ever again. Like, I will not walk in to another thing and it says that because because I don't have a choice. Like, I love, we also do Jim's accountability call. He talked about this probably 4 to 6 weeks ago, like the three type of people you kind of run into in this company. And it was something I want to circle on because Sierra brought it up because I think I have a little bit of tweak on how I say it. So one, there's the Kelly Bushes that come in here and just murder it, no question asked. 24 months, they're at 130. They don't need motivation. She's a freak. I love Kelly, by the way. Like she's become a friend. She was super helpful to me. But she's one of the phone numbers I got at conference. She's one of the people that helped me after conference. Okay. And so as you got there, I was like, okay, like saw that. So then you have the number twos, people like Jim that back against the wall. I really relate to Jim. I don't have a choice. There is no backup plan here. Like I'm unemployable. I can't go work for someone. I will literally tell them to pound sand when someone's like, I got to ask for time off. I got to ask you for permission to do this. I got to be there. And no, like I'm unemployable. Like I know that about myself at this point. I have to make this work, but I don't have some secret trust fund. I have to make this work. And then the third kind of people are the people that say they need to be number twos, but aren't willing to do that. And here's the problem I think that conference can also fix. Most of you are doing this in your spare time. When you say this, you're doing this part-time or full-time. So I'm going to say that again. You're doing this in spare time. Oh, I'll squeeze my dials in here. Oh, I'll squeeze this call in here instead of being committed to, hey, my commitment is 15 hours a week on part time, or my commitment is 40 hours a week on full time. You make it a spare time position, right? And you're making it spare time, and that's your problem. I've watched it across symmetry. Like I get a lot of people that reach out to me all the time. And this is my big thing I say constantly. I have two things here, okay? First, take out your phone today. This is my challenge to you guys, right? Take out your phone, go into settings when we're done, and I want you to go click on screen time. And then take a screenshot and send it to your upline.
Ooh.
And then tell me you don't have the time you say you don't have. You're probably going to offend yourself. You know why? Because I offended myself. And I was like, oh, that's reality check. Oh, that one hurts. Like that hurt me. I was like, okay, I'm going to make a better decision about the remote control of our lives. This is the remote control, right? Like, right. But hey, Brett, I saw what Brett wrote last week, right? Brett wrote over 5K last week, right? Like Brett got to where he got to go. So that's a difference, right? But if you come to me and say, this is like the challenge is we say we don't have it, but then we go look at our phone and you're like, oh, maybe I do. Maybe what if you just repurpose half the time in there? Start at half and watch what it does, right? Like start at half and say like what it does. Like I promise you'll see a radical change. And then my question I ask everyone, and I'll use, right, Brett, Sierra, I'll even use Kelly now on this. Would you be shocked if they decided to quit this business tomorrow? That's how you know if you're committed here or not. Would you be shocked? There was people that would get on a plane and go fly and hunt down Sierra if she all of a sudden said, I'm not doing this anymore. There's literally multiple people, not one or two. There's people that would get on a plane and be like, no, yeah, right? Like what? No, like they would go like lock her up. How do you know that? Because you know she's committed here, right? Like, so ask yourself that question. Would your friends and family be shocked if all of a sudden now you said, I wasn't going to do this insurance thing anymore? Ask yourself that. Because that's what conference is going to do, is it's going to let you borrow the belief that you don't have yet that this works. That's what the leaderboards are, is it's the way to borrow belief that, hey, I can go write this, right? Like I had a brand new agent. I wrote like 9K yesterday. And so just yesterday. And one of them was like a $5,500 banner policy, right? We love banner policies. They pay quick, they're full commission, right? Like $5,500 banner policy, right? Like I made, I make over what the policy sold for. Those are, yeah, 100%. And she's like, that's so inspirational, right? Like she can see that. No, what's inspirational for me is to watch like the run that Sierra's doing, is to go watch, right? Like what Angel and Craig have done, right? To go see what Chris Leak did to get to where he needed to go. They went wrote 100K in a month. That's what I'm looking up to, right? I look up to Sarah and Jamie and those people. Like that side of it helps, but how do you make those friends? Go show up to events. You'll get to know them, and guess what? When they're sitting there, they'll get to know you. Now, it's how someone that's only been here 18 months, the week of Christmas, could ask managing partners in this company to come on Jim's accountability call before then, right? There's people that have been here way longer than me that can't do that. But why can I do that? Because I show up, two, I give back, right? But they know I'm there. I'm doing what I'm supposed. I do what I say I'm going to do. If I say I'm going to do it, I'm there. You need to be that, like, make that work, and it's like super important. So,
Yeah.
conferences, you won't be here if you don't go.
I have
Like
a
it would be
question
a miracle.
for my Trevor Tipton.
Yes, ma'am.
You were talking in the beginning about testing the
Yeah.
waters,
Yep.
and I feel like we have a lot of agents, especially newer agents, who are they're always like 1 foot in, 1 foot out. Like, I'm just trying to figure out if this is going to work for me
Yep.
instead of, yeah, Brett,
I was that guy.
but I think that's the issue, man, for real, because what happens is people come in and they're like, oh, I'm trying to figure out how this is not going to work. Like, I'm testing the waters. I got 1 foot in, 1 foot out. I'm
Yep.
making sure that, like, they're, this isn't going to be bad. Instead of being decided when you come in, this is going to work for me. We're just figuring out how, right? I already know this is going to work for me. I'm just in the process of figuring out how it works for me specifically. Instead of coming in saying, it might work, but really constantly being on the lookout for how it's not
Yeah.
going to work, right?
Right.
So you were talking about testing the waters. What would you say to the agent who is in the same place that you were, and they're really just testing the leads, they're testing association, they're testing commitment, right? What would you say to them?
Okay. I would ask, the first question I ask them is, why are you making success optional? Success is your standard, not a wish, right? And we have to learn how to change that in our life. Stop making success optional. So what you're really doing is you're giving yourself a back door. If we have a back door, human beings will use it, right? Take us back to how we're wired. We're wired to find comfort and make our lives easier naturally, right? And before the last 120 years, until that, for the most part, everybody was like a farmer and like a hunter gatherer, right? For most of human history, that's how it worked. So if you didn't go hunt your food, you didn't eat. And so now what we do is we give that back door. The other thing we do is we're watering down our standards, right? Like we're saying, I'm gonna, right? I'm keeping this part-time effort, but you're really giving it spare time, right? Like it. My wife and I have a saying called "burning the boat." Okay, when we make a real decision, right? If you want to overtake the island, when you land on the island, turn around, take the gas out of the motor, pour it all over the boat, and light that sucker on fire. Because then there's two options. You either overtake the island or you die, right? It's a little extreme, but it's the same thing here. It's, oh, I can go get a job. You're not here because you want a job. If you wanted a job, you'd go take one. You're here because you know in your soul that sucks, right? Like at the end of the day, it's like you're not wired for that. And something I say to all my agents is Some of you are not going to decide that this isn't for you. That's also okay too. But I want you to leave a better human than you were than when you came. But you can only do that if you do the things we're telling you to do, which is what? Relentless pursuit of personal growth, right? Associate. What's going to happen is you're going to get around the right people, and then you're going to become Meg Matson, and you're going to literally uproot your life in the middle of your AO run and decide that, hey, the person that I thought that was my partner is not my partner. Like, that doesn't work for me because I'm around these people, and these are the people I want to be around. Okay. We tolerate almost, right? You have to stop tolerating like almost, like that is there. And who you hang around with matters, right? If you're the smartest, busiest person in every room you've built, you're in a prison, not a business, right? Like,
That's
that's
good.
just the reality of where it is. And like, like if you put in the effort here, like everybody said, some of the stuff is so cheesy. Like, I got to spend time with Casey at a line last year, and it just adds up. What Marshall says just adds up, right? What you saw you guys post works. If you have, right, 10 sits a week, if you write 5K a week in business, I promise this business will change your life. It will literally change your life. Like, it's not complicated. If you have 5 new writers a month, like you guys were talking about, it will change your life, right? And then the thing most of us aren't willing to do is master our schedule, right? Like, that is, if you don't figure that out here, if you do not figure out how to master your schedule within 3 to 6 months, you won't be here. That's just, that's the math behind it. You're willing to be disciplined in everything else, but are you willing to be disciplined in like changing your life? Like, so Darren came up to me, right? Darren Stubbs at conference. And, I had a pretty incredible 2025. Um, and he came up to me and he literally said, he goes, if you take your foot off the gas, he was like, I will beat you with a baseball bat. I have that kind of relationship with Darren,
Yep.
but just showing me like, hey, like, you have all this stuff and like what's available. And here's the thing, it, the way symmetry is built is we're all incentivized to help each other, right? I'm not an equity partner yet. Sarah's not an equity partner yet. Brett's not one yet. But guess what? They act like they are. So those who are, it's how I literally, like, I get mentored by Jamie Susie now. Jamie doesn't mentor everyone. We just personally also get along, which like really helps. Like, we have the same sense of humor, which is great. But like, same with Sarah. Like, I went and said, like, Sarah, I love what you're doing. I'm gonna figure out how like you're gonna be my friend. Like, and then this year I flew to Missouri and went to their Christmas party, me and my wife. Like, those are the relationships, we're going to like, you're gonna get to build here. And then who doesn't want to be able to like travel the world with people that you would sit in the airport with, right? That you are willing to get stuck and take that card ride, with. And like, stop trying to reinvent the wheel too, right? You can't tell me the leads work because our company does $300 million a year. So you can't tell me that. Like, you can't say it's the leads. You can't say it's the dialer. You can't tell me that. There's two. I can literally start racking off the top of my head all the people that are successful here, including people on this call, right? That's what leaderboards are. Leaderboards are a mirror into what you're doing with your daily activity.
It's so good. I love
Mm.
it. I love it. I remember when I was in my first year of this business, I was very much that same agent, like 1 foot in, 1 foot out, and I probably stayed there longer than most, to my detriment. If I had gotten out of a W-2 mindset faster, I would probably already be a 130. Like, it's it will hold you back in ways that you don't even understand until you're past it. You know what I mean? But like, I remember like with 6 months into the business, I was still thinking like, oh, I could just get a job. Anybody can get a job at McDonald's. You know what I mean? Like,
Yep.
I can just go if it doesn't work out, if it doesn't work out, if it doesn't work out, until I went to my very first conference. So I started right after the last conference. So I had to wait like a whole year before conference because Ignite, we didn't have Ignite back then and it was right after COVID. So they went to one time a year. I did work at McDonald's, so they went to one time a year conference instead of two. So I had to wait like a whole year before my first conference. And I stayed and I worked it out and I got my ticket early and I used that as I no matter what, I'm gonna be here 9 months from now because I have this conference ticket. I don't have a choice. I bought this stupid ticket, so I gotta go. Right. And so I went to conference and it absolutely changed my life. And it wasn't until then that I realized that I had one foot in, one foot out, and I wasn't dedicating everything. And I'll never forget that John Paul Vetter had said, and I think it was when he said this that I realized it. He said, "This business has changed my life so much. This business is so good that if I lost everything today, I would rebuild it tomorrow." And he got a lot. He built something big and beautiful here. And here's this man, well into his what, 50s, 60s years old.
Oh.
He's standing there saying, if I lost all of it, if it burned to the ground today, I would rebuild it tomorrow. That's how stable this industry is. That's how good this business is. That's how much it changes your life. And I think it was that moment that I was like, I've been sitting here saying, if it burns down, I'll just leave. I'll just leave. I'll just leave. If it doesn't work out, if it doesn't work out. Instead of saying, this is where I'm planting my flag, I'm going to ride this thing till the wheels fall off, and then I'm going to build new wheels and keep going. Right? So
I,
that's my soapbox.
well, so you said something really good there. I mean, that happened to me, guys. Everything I built, I worked for in my late 40s magically disappeared. We were set. Like, we were getting ready to fund some huge IULs. Like, we were going to do some stuff. I'm like, man, like this is again, like I was set, all gone. That guy's gone. Like, there is no, like, I had all of our like money tied up in that business because that's how I built it. And so I had the choice of where did I want to do this, and it's there. And like like for everybody that's on this call, that especially those that are like newer and going, right? Like, one thing I can do too that we're doing really well right now, that I think can help you is I can probably get some money quick in your pocket than you expect for a lead budget if you do this, but you got to be willing to do it and stop being scared about it. So do me a favor, like, so I know if like there's people that are struggling and like, hey, I need to get some money, put a one in chat for me. Like, hey, like if I can get 500 to $1,000, that would help my business, right? Love it. Okay. Now I'm going to ask what's going to feel like a loaded question. How many of those same people put a two in chat um, if you know someone that has debt? Okay, right? Everyone, guys, there is $18 trillion of consumer debt in this country. There is $1.8 trillion of student loans, $1.6 trillion of credit card debt, $1.2 trillion of auto loans, and $12.8 trillion of mortgage debt. Now, right? You have this little phone. When we're done, the other thing you're going to do when you open up settings is you're going to go into your contacts and you're going to look at how many people are in your contacts. Okay? Start messaging them and help them get out of debt. We have an instant approval decision product in LiveWell Plus. Get them to your SME. That's how I'm growing it the way I am, is when my agents are coming in, they're messaging 5 people at a time. Here's 5 people. We have the text messages. Here you go, right? I just started doing this. This is going to sound crazy, but what if I could actually get you out of debt with the same money you're using right now? You will be shocked at how unpurposely people are using their money. I'm an SME in this company. I watch it every day, right? Love it. Look, I knew Sierra would have it. I knew it. I didn't even have to act. Like, I just knew she had that. Oh, Brett had it. Okay. I knew it would be ready, right? Like, but it's, guys, you like go message that to people in your phone, right? You go sell one policy, they do the work, and then boom, guess what? You're going to have free money in your pocket. Like it's there. Like, yeah, but it's probably in your handbook too. So, like, that's, like, as that goes through there, but I can't stress enough. You might not know someone, you might have a small circle that doesn't, like, you might say, I can't get them life insurance. Well, guess what? You just all told me, you just all admitted, you all know people with debt, right? Like, the, and when, here's the thing, and when you show them how it works, they're going to turn into a giant billboard for them. Okay. Um, do you, like, so Sarah, if you want, like, if you guys are cool, I can give you access to something. So we built, this is based off Ike Manillo, Fred Loffensberger, Scott Forehand, and Derek Fitzgerald. Okay. We took what they're doing, okay, and we built a DFL script to called old age mortgage protection leads.
We need
So,
that. We need
yeah,
that.
okay. So I'll send it over to you guys. So what it is right? What we're doing is when we're calling them, right? We say, "Hey, was there a time in your life when you were getting a bunch of calls for mortgage protection insurance, Brett? Are you still getting those?"
All the time.
Right? Okay. So, like, I'm the cleanup crew here, like, and so did you get that taken care of, or was it just not the right time for you?
No, we just didn't need it.
Awesome. Love it. Okay. So my job here is, right, like, I'm going to help make that stop, right? I'm going to make sure you stop getting those calls. Because, guys, if you're calling an age lead, they're probably not getting those calls anymore, right? If you're calling a GH lead that's 50 cents or a dollar, they're not getting hammered all the time anymore, but they were a year ago. Okay. So, right, when you go in, all you're doing is hey, it's stop, right? So, here's the deal, Brett. I noticed here they never told you about the program that was going to pay off your debt. Now, here's the deal. I don't have time today to talk about it right now. Okay. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to shoot you a quick couple texts with a short video that explains it. Right. Boom. And then all we're going to do is send them the text and then we're going to follow up. You're not selling them. It's a quick call. Everybody's up for watching a couple like couple videos. You just saw them. Right. That is literally, I have a brand new agent that she just started. Like, she set 4 DFLs this week and they've sold 2 of them, right? And now she's like, okay, now I got $500 instantly I can put into leads, right? But we all have buckets of leads we're sitting on, but it's how you set it up, okay? Right? You're essentially trying to create scarcity when you call them back. So we're going to walk you through how to do it. We are having, like, it's going so well that, like, Symmetry came to us and asked for my script, right? Like Resma and everybody came and was like, "Hey, what are you guys doing here? Like, how are you guys getting this? It's awesome." The whole goal is, right? Hey, do you remember all those calls? Like the 5,000 calls you got for that? Yeah, cool. I'm the cleanup crew, right? Are you still getting those? Great. I'm here to make that stop. And what's going to happen is then over a couple days, they're not going to get another call. Like, rare occasion, someone will, right? But overall, they're not going to get it. You're going to tee them up with that, and then you're going to follow up. We're going to show you how to do that, right? So, absolutely, you know. But that side of it is going to help you get in, and then we're going to show you, right, how to, like, set up the appointment, how to hype up the agent, like what to do. So again, this is literally the best from the 4 best SMEs in all of Symmetry. We've taken it and put it into one unit.
Yeah,
So
we'll gladly use that,
yeah.
Trevor. We're a little bit over time, guys. I just
Okay.
wanted to go over one more question for Trevor. Trevor, you were a new agent at one point.
Yep.
I was a new agent. Sierra was a new agent. There's a lot of new agents on this call today. A lot of people that have been here either not a full year yet or not even 90 days yet, or maybe they just got licensed. What is the number one or number two? Like, what would you say are the biggest, most important things that these folks need to incorporate into their daily routine or just getting in a habit of with growing their mindset and getting this business, because there's a lot of hurdles and most of them are mental in the beginning, right?
Yep.
What would you tell a brand new agent to really help them understand what this could do for them?
It is why you show up to these calls with your camera on, right? Show up to the Mac room with your camera on. start reading 10 pages. It doesn't have to be a half an hour. Start with 10 pages a day. Okay. Here's the deal. If you come in here and you say, I'm going to write $30,000 this month, and you've never wrote 5 or 10, you might be able to do it for a month, but your body is going to be so physically exhausted when you're done, you're going to fall off a cliff. It's like going to be like you're walking off El Cap at Yosemite without a rope, right? Like you're walking off, okay? Just like if you went to the gym today, right, and worked out for 6 hours, but you haven't been working out for 30 minutes a day, guess what? Your body is going to feel like a bus hit it. You have to build build up that muscle just like you have to build it up here. Okay. So how do you do that? If you haven't made 100 miles in a day, right? If you haven't made 50, you got to start setting goals, right? And achieving them. Because listen, if you miss something once, it's no big deal. If you miss it twice, it starts becoming a habit, right? So you have to build that muscle. Show up in your macro and say, hey, I'm going to make 25 calls today, make 25. If you're like, 10 pages melts in my brain, read 5, but then the next day read 6. Then the next day read 7, right? You have to start building wins because guess what? You're going to teach your brain that I'm a winner, right? Oh, hey, I made more calls yesterday than I did today. Hey, I set more appointments yesterday than I did today. Hey, I sold more this week than I did last week. Hey, I sold more this month than I did last month. Because that muscle's there, but you're going to exhaust yourself if you're trying to like do this crazy number when you haven't done realistic numbers yet, right? You have to have realistic numbers. It's there. Absolutely, Sarah. So I'm a big believer in neuroplasticity because of all the trauma I've gone through and how I had to rewire my brain. Um, Guys, you see me sitting here right now, and I know we're a couple of minutes over, so thank you for waiting. But I'm gonna share this 2 minutes, and I think it'll really help you to remind you you don't know where somebody's been. Okay, guys, I have no reason to be here, right? None, right? And I'm 49. I'm 50 this year. Okay, and I would start this over today if I had to start over again. But where I came from and where I'm at now are two different things. Okay. I've literally gone through as much trauma in someone's life as someone physically or mentally can go through, right? I've dealt with one of my parents committing suicide. I've dealt with people physically, sexually abusing me as a kid, right? Like I've gone through horrendous stuff. Guys, my life was so crazy. Like my grandparents helped me get braces. I had to take them off. I was so poor. I had to take them off myself with a pair of pliers out of my dad's garage because we didn't have the money for me to keep going to the dentist. Okay. I've gone through crazy stuff, right? A lot of the people on this call have, right? A lot of you have gone through stuff. You've dealt with it. You've had emotional trauma. If this is where this comes from, and I say this to say this, if you keep focusing on the past, right? That's where depression comes from. Stop focusing on the past, it's over. But if you're too focused on the future, that's where anxiety comes from because you're worrying yourself to death. Just focus on getting your wins today, right? Stop worrying about, listen, I've been there where, hey, guys, I didn't know I was going to check into the hotel at conference. Again, I've been there. Stop worrying about that. Like, hey, control today that you can get off this call and you can go make 100 dials today. You can do it, right? If you've never made 100, go make 50. If you've never made 50, go make 25. Like, start somewhere and control what you can control. Stop focusing on the past and the future and be present in today.
Oh man, Trevor, thanks for hanging out with us here on a Saturday. I know it is the best day for production, and we really, really appreciate your time. Can everyone throw in a word or quick little sentence on what you guys got out of this today to
I
thank
love
Trevor
I
for
love
his
the Go
time?
Niners, so I'll take all those. So you noticed is there's a lot of Eagles fans, Jim being one of them. I made sure I showed up yesterday suited up because we're probably going to get smoked tomorrow, unfortunately, because our defense is so injured. But I had to have a little fun with it. So
Well,
Thank
thanks
you
again,
so
buddy. Can't
much,
wait to
Trevor.
it.
We
And if
love
you
you.
guys want to meet Trevor, He'll be at Ignite in 65
Yeah,
days.
I
So
love
guys,
it. I'm literally just coming to hang out. Mel and I are coming. Like, I don't have to teach. I don't have to be on stage. Like, I'm just gonna come, associate with my friends, get
When are
fed.
you coming? Come early. Come to the Cornerstone thing.
Send me a thing. Yeah, I'm coming in. We're coming in that day. Like, I
Love
I
it.
don't I always like conference starts like a day or two before. Like, conference doesn't
Yeah.
start that day.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me know the times. We're
Always.
totally coming in early. We're bringing the RV over. We're gonna get to Dallas that week. We're gonna be there. So,
What day are you guys coming in?
like I'll be in Dallas like a week before the conference even starts.
I think we're coming in on the 11th. Yeah.
Okay.
Cool, cool,
Yes.
cool.
Love it.
We'll grab dinner. All right.
Love
Love
it.
you, Trevor. Thank you so
All right.
all right.
much.
Appreciate
Thanks,
you
That
guys.
was
guys.
amazing.
All right. Talk to you
Amazing.
guys soon.
See you guys in
Bye.
the
Thanks,
dial
buddy.
room. Let's go.
All right, guys.